Do you ever struggle just being nice to yourself? If so, I have a tip for you. What's up, guys? This is Danny Hoefelmann. I'm the host of this podcast, The Good in Today, where I believe that no matter what's going on in your world, no matter what's going on in your day, there is some good in it. It is a solo episode today. It's a quick version. I want to do kind of a short story and something that I've been working on and something that I learned. Basically, my wife is smarter than me, for starters, and we've been trying to figure out, her and I are working together right now to really work on self-talk. And one thing that I kind of pride myself in is I find it really easy to always see good in other people. Like I feel like I'm really good at looking at you, even in your low points, and being able to see like so much potential in you and like in others around me, and really working on how to bring that out of them and how to help them see their own potential. Where I think I struggle and where I think a lot of people struggle is, how do you see the potential in yourself? How nice are you to yourself? And like, are you forgiving when you screw up? Are you just hard on yourself? And Brienne had the awesome idea where I guess the other day she was just struggling and basically attempted to write a letter to herself to just kind of like comfort herself, and struggled, and then said, all right, well, what if I switch this? So she switched it in her mind and basically just said, what if our daughter Nevaeh was feeling these same feelings? What would we say to her? From that point, she then wrote a letter, essentially everything she needed to hear, but she wrote it to our daughter. Because with our daughter, it's really easy to be like nicer. We wouldn't, if I'm doubting myself and I'm saying, dude, you suck at this, like you're struggling here, you're behind here, it's really easy for me to just point it out that way. But in my case, like if I was writing that to my son, Daxton, I wouldn't tell him he sucks at things. I'd be like, hey man, you're doing all right. Keep working on it. You'll get better. I will automatically sugarcoat things and make them applied in a nicer way if I'm talking to someone who I care about. So that's the exercise. That's really the short, sweet version of my tip of things that I think you can do to really work on just being nicer to you, because I think we all need that. And if you don't have a kid, don't use a kid. Like, you can use a future kid, how you would talk to a kid, but maybe you have a best friend and they have a down day. You wouldn't talk to them and just, well, maybe if you're a dude, or I don't know, depending on your relationship, some of us would talk down to our friends and beat them up a little bit, but it's usually coming from a loving place, knowing that like, that's just a thing. But anyway, that's beside the point. Long story short, if you were going to talk to your friend and they were just feeling like crap, you would build them back up. So my challenge to you today in this short episode is, whatever you think that you're struggling with the most right now, I challenge you to write a letter to yourself, but not as yourself. Think of someone who you really care about and who you know you would encourage, and then write them a letter. Write them the letter that you probably need to hear. And from that point, allow yourself to really take that in and know that like, hey, this is what I probably need to hear right now too. So that's my tip for the day. How to be nicer to yourself. Start with small steps and go from there. Shout out to my wife, Brienne, because she's smart, and that was really all her. But it's something that I've been implementing for the last couple weeks, and just making small tweaks where I haven't written a letter every day the last few weeks, but I've definitely been having the thought to slow down and say, okay, that inner thought I had in my head just now, I wouldn't say that to my son. What would I say to my son? And then I give myself that grace and go from there. So again, I appreciate you guys. If you listen, if you're watching, definitely if you're on the podcast side, if you get any value out of this, please make sure that you actually do subscribe to the podcast. And if you can go leave a review, that would be awesome. The only way this is going to actually spread or do anything like that is going to be if it actually gets reviews and it gets shared. If you know anyone who you think would benefit from this, definitely share it out with them. I appreciate you guys. I'm grateful for the opportunity to have this platform, and I'll see you next time.